Welcome back. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to generate CSV files in polars. As a data engineer, you're likely to run into the common task of exporting data to a CSV file. Polars allows you to do this quite easily. We'll walk through various options you have when performing this task in polars. Let's start by first importing our call center data CSV file. While importing, we're going to utilize the try_parseDates argument to change our call date time column to a polars datetime format. When we run the code, we get our polars data frame with correct data types. Now we can use the write_CSV function to export this data to a new file. Let's start by using the default arguments of the function. All we need to do is type data.write_CSV and then pass the file name. In our case here, we'll create a new file called defaults. When we run the code, you should see a new file populate in the Explorer pane. Let's quickly view this new file. When we open this document, we see the output of our data frame. Pretty simple. Let's walk through another way to export this data. This time, we'll use the hasHeaders argument to remove the column names from the CSV file. We'll create a new file called noHeader and pass false into the hasHeader argument. When we run the code, we get our new noHeader CSV file. Taking a quick glance at this file, we see our data once again. This time, we're missing the headers. Something to keep in mind here is that the default argument for headers is true. That's why headers were in the last file. Here again, we are explicitly removing them. Let's walk through another argument within the write_CSV function. The default separator used in this function is a comma. However, you can alter the separator to meet your needs. Some of the most common separators, aside from a comma, are semicolons, tabs, and pipes. That said, you can make your separator whatever you'd like. Keep in mind that it should fit the data that you're using. Let's walk through an example. We're going to create a new CSV file and pass the separator argument. We'll pass a question mark as our separator and run the code. In the output file, you'll notice that all the data is in one single column. Most CSV softwares will try to interpret the separator using the most common separators that we just talked about. This particular tool that I'm using could not interpret our custom separator, so it placed everything in the first column. This is another important consideration when changing the default separator. Okay, we'll stop here for now. Coming up, we'll continue to show you how to customize your CSV outputs using polars. We'll catch up with you soon.